All right, Shalom. This is Howard One by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahushai, Ba Hashem, Harakah Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Akim and Akwatim and children, which means brothers and sisters that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Updating news. You have Turkey, which is a major part of prophecy, uh, showing the decline, the decoupling um, of America and its allies. Turkey is a major part of prophecy going into Ezekiel 38, and also in the book of Nahum, where these nations are going to flee away from America today. All right, so Turkey is looking to join Brics, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and you have a bunch of other nations that have already joined. You got Iran supposed to join this year, so now Turkey was a part of NATO since 1952, and they've been looking to join the EU. They said for over 20 years. All right, so they're part of NATO, which is the beast, and they've been looking to join the dragon, the EU today, the European Union. They've been looking to join the EU for 20 years, and they have not been allowed to. It will never happen. See that? Them upper class Edomites, Amalek, all right? They're trying to keep Turkey, which is a Muslim, the Edomite faction, because most of those are Edomites. All right, Turkey. Now you have they're a heavily Muslim society over there in Turkey, but they're also the second largest military nation in NATO, and they're talking about separating from NATO and moving towards Russia and China. Now Turkey's looking to start pulling more towards China's currency and the Brics currency that they're about to establish, which is going to be a digital currency. All right, for all checks and balances, trade, and bartering. Now, so America is about to be left by itself, man, with Israel. So, because of that, the EU, the dragon, doesn't want Turkey to be a part of the EU because they're a Muslim country. So now Turkey, like, yo, you know what? Especially with the situation with Russia going on, Russia sending ships over here and submarines, and the escalation of the wars in Israel and with Ukraine, and then seeing the demise of America's dollar. Originally, all these nations had confidence in America's dollar, which made all the nations what? Drunken. Made them mad, meaning boasting of America's wonder and greatness, that it had the most trustworthy economy, so they can do checks and balances and trade in the American dollar, which has the hegemony right now, the dominance. But now that America's currency is dwindling, economy is falling, the EU, which is Western Europe, the dragon, the devil, they're not. They're trying to keep Turkey as a lower classed country. All right. So now they're looking to join Brics. And let me get this real quick. It says China. So Turkey's foreign minister met up with his colleague over in China, and he said this: China is a good alternative to the European Union. So they're pulling away from the dragon, they're pulling away from NATO, and they're pulling away from America. All right. And once these countries make economic ties, they also make military ties to protect those assets in their deal and their allies. China is ready to strengthen strategic alignment with Turkey to counter power politics on the international stage. So, all right, so they're looking to link up with China to counter the European Union. That's what the Brics is set up for, to counter the European Union, their banking system and structure. And they also, they're setting up a military alliance as well with like Iran, Turkey, Russia, Syria, to counter NATO and China. China is willing to continue to strengthen coordination and cooperation with the Turkish side within the framework of the United Nations and the Group of 20 to oppose all forms of hegemony, meaning rulership or dominance, and power politics, and to maintain the stability of the global supply chain. All right, so they're basically countering America's hegemony, Europe's hegemony with the euro, which is doing horribly. All right, so both Europe, the Dragon, Western Europe, European Union, they're doing bad, and their currency, the euro, also the dollar in America. It says the Kremlin, Russia, welcomes Turkey's reported desire to join Brics. Man, this is all over the news right now, because this is major. Turkey is one of the second major military countries in NATO. All right, this is all prophecy right here, man. Got a precept. This is I'm gonna start from Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38. All right, so you see all of this is kicking off ever since that solar eclipse happened. With the shadow passed over, that X was made over America, and then America decided to supply Ukraine with missiles, and they used those missiles on Russia. Everything's been moving fast. Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, which will be today. Let's get that. All right, so we know, where's that? Here you go. Gog, the land of Gog and Magog would be what? Russia and the republics, which originally were the USSR countries, those United Soviet Republic, Soviet Social Republic, something like that. That was the USSR. And then you had the Soviet Union, which was all those nations around Russia. And Ukraine is one of them. So they want to what? They want to annex, meaning bring Ukraine back under the rulership dominance of Russia. All right, so Gog and Magog, which is all this area over here in Russia, which was originally called the land of the Medes, all right, or far eastern and northern Europe. The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against them. So that whole area over here, okay, this is the chief. That's why I said the Kremlin recognizes and encourages Turkey to join the Brics. All right. And thus thus saith Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. So the Lord said he's even against Russia, because those are Edomites too. Even Putin himself, he's from Europe. All right, you can look it up. He's from Europe. He's a European Russian. So even now they're trying to find a way. Was it St. Thomas? They said. I think of St. Thomas. If I'm wrong, I'll look it up. But over in Russia, they're trying to plan a new New York. Like once they plan on getting rid of New York. They said since they're moving away, they're turning their back on Western Europe. The Europeans that are in Russia, where will they have to go? So they plan on making a place over there in Russia, an eventful place to go, like New York. Cause they said they're turning their back on New York. They're turning their back on Western Europe. Paris, they said, is failing. New York is failing. So what's going to be the new thriving place? They're trying to make it one of the capitals in Russia. I think it's St. Thomas. I can't remember, but wherever it is, they plan on bringing big events there. You know, make that like the New York of the world. All right, so it says here, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, man. So the Lord turned Russia back into wanting to be that Soviet Union again. And ever since 2016, with the Brexit, that released Russia from its what do we call it, binds. That's George Soros and the globalists put on Russia since 1991, the fall of the Soviet Union, and the establishment of the European Union, which really excelled the European Union at that time. And Russia was forced to put all its finances into, and agriculture into war technology. So they've been Russia has been preparing for war since 1991, even before that. All right. So the Lord turned and pulled Russia back to control of Putin and Russia. It said he controlled the hearts of kings. So the Lord put hooks in his jaws and controlled him, turned him around from being friends with Western Europe, allies with Western Europe and America. Now Russia is being pulled in a different direction by the Most High. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth. So the Most High is the one bringing Russia forth. So far that even Russia's on the borders of America now, over in Havana, with missiles, and it's talking about supplying all America's enemies with nuclear technology and defenses. All right, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. So that's happening. We already see that happen. And will bring thee forth in all thine armies. See, so Russia's army is being brought forth. All his army, all his technology is being gutted out. Bring all, show everything off. All the missiles, all the military, all the allies. All right, everything's being shown to the world. Not everything, but we're gonna see more and more as we move towards the end of this thing. I will turn thee back, put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army. You can throw in the allies as well. Brics, horses and horsemen, so tanks, all kind of equipment. All of them clothed with all sorts of armor, all kind of technology and modernized military, technology. All right, and also what? Even a great company with bucklers and shields. All of them handling swords, so all of them gonna be super trained soldiers, man. If you look at the military exercises with Russia over the past few years with China, and you hear Russia saying this, we have trained you, we have tested you, now y'all are ready. We've given you the best technology. They ready. All right. So all of them gonna be handling the gun, the weapons. Persia, see that? It ain't gonna be just banking countries. They're gonna be ready for war now. All right, Persia, right here. Iran and all its allies, which you can also bring in the OPEC nations, oil petroleum exporting countries, or the Muslim Brotherhood, the Muslim United Arab Emirates, or the Muslim Brotherhood under Iran. All right. Ethiopia, You know, Ethiopia is like the one of the richest countries over there in Africa. All right, one of the leading nations, kind of running things right now. So if Ethiopia's with the BRICS, you might well say all of Africa is going to be with the BRICS. They even got them running. They ran the American army out of there. I think it was Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken. And they hired Russian military to police the area and help to kick America out of those areas in Africa, because they said that the West is stealing resources from Africa. So they hired Russia as police in Africa to kick the United States and France and them out of there. So it says what? Persia. It's this area. Ethiopia, this area, which would be Kush. Libya. Alright, where's Libya? I forgot what Libya is. Here you go. Libya, which would be like Put and Ludin. Alright. A lot of those are Jakes too. So alright. So Saudi Peninsula is gonna be involved as well, if you read further down in Ezekiel. But it says here, it's going to be with Russia. All of them with shield and helmet, meaning ready for war. Fully ready for war. Shields and helmets. Missile defenses. Gomer. Alright, Gomer would be like kind of part of Europe, but it'd be Eastern Europe and Russia's allies. Alright. But Russia's in like northeastern Europe, that whole landmass over there. So Eastern Europe, and Russia's allies and all his bands, see, all his allies. The house of Togarmah of the North Quarters. There'd be Turkey and Armenia. All right, Togarmah. So originally, northern Turkey, they already were divided in Turkey. Istanbul was separated from northern Turkey because northern Turkey was really against America and allied with Russia. And then you had Istanbul, which is the capital of Turkey. They were allied with NATO, playing the middle a little bit, and allied with America. But with all that's going on, this is bringing tension between Turkey, Israel, Turkey, and America. So now Turkey is looking to separate from the West and from the beast, NATO, and the dragon. So now they're moving towards China, Russia, and the BRICS for economic ties, which economic ties ultimately bring military allegiances. So Gomer and all his band, the house of Togarmah of the North Quarters, and all his band, so all Turkey's allies and the United Arab Emirates, man, and all, you know, and Turkey's army, the second biggest military in NATO, and many people with these. See, that's why I said many people, because they got a big army and a lot of allies. All right, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard to them. So it may be on my next lesson, but Russia's going to supply all these nations that already don't have missiles. They're going to supply them with missile technology in places like Cuba and Mexico. I saw a report earlier that Russia's looking for Mexico allegedly to attack America. So they're going to put pressure on Mexico or divide it to get Mexico to threaten America. That's what we may see in a few days. Or Cuba. Or Syria. You know? So yeah, this is prophecy in front of our eyes. Let's get that. Let's get that real quick. Oldie but a goodie. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, and now is that appointed time. We're living it. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And what's going to come? Jacob's trouble, World War III, the MOTB, destruction, and ultimately the salvation of the elect of Israel. So it's at the door, man. He said he's even at the door. All right, when you see all these things come to pass, look up, because your salvation is closer to when you first believe. And that's really after the MOTB. All right, so yeah, man, Turkey, Togarmah, has officially pushed to join Brics. Some are saying that they already joined. All right, but I'm sure it's going to be a process. Just like there's a process of decoupling, there's a process of coupling together of countries, starting with economically and then militarily. With that, I'm going to say shalom.